Good morning, folks. It's Martin here from Inspire Coaching, the Basel-based coaching company. That hello, more music. Let's let that play out. That you join in. You can join in on LinkedIn Live, or on the YouTube channel. Um, Either way is valid, and it's a pleasure to have you. My name is Martin Daubney, and just turn me off on that LinkedIn Live channel. Coming in from Basel, Switzerland, talking today about leadership styles that can be competitive and also achieving, or are they both? Or do you have more than one than the other? My background in all of this is since my last corporate job, where stress was the name of the game. I've done everything in my power to understand what stress is, where it comes from, and how to manage it. Initially, uh, educating myself and certifying as a psychological coach. Oh, Megan, good morning. You're not up nice and early. This is cool. Do chip in. This isn't a show and tell. I know everything because I don't. And I'd love to hear your views on what any of what I'm saying. Does it make sense to you? Does it not make sense to you? Do you need any clarity or anything like that? You'll be able to contact me in the usual ways on LinkedIn through my contact list. Just click the link there, book a time, and we can have a call. Sorry, I'm distracted. There are cows out the window. It's kind of normal, but not every day. So, achievement and competition. Where do these two words come from that I'm using and the context in which I'm using them? Well, there's two sources actually. I'm certified Gallup strength coach and did that in 2012. And Gallup took behavioral science to a new level and managed to break down basically what most people do into 34 different themes, they call them. And they could be strengths, but they may not be. And it turned out they developed this strength finder, now known as the Clifton Strength Finder, has been for many years actually. And in there, you will find the strength or talent of competition and the strength of achiever, both of which are very powerful strengths in my view. In fact, according to Gallup, every strength is an equal strength. I don't seem to have either of those in my top 5 of 34, but it's never stopped me. The other place I'm getting these two words from, competitive and achievement, is from the human synergistics circumplex of um, behavioral styles, and in particular, the leadership work style. This is a self assessment and a 360 where you get to hear what your pals think about you, your chums at work, your leaders, your peer group, and your subordinates. And it can be quite revealing because you may not think that you're very competitive, and yet the behavior that people see is. So, how does that work? Well, the behavior is clearly the manifestation of what's going on inside of us. So, externally, people see what we do in the behavior side of things, but internally, there's a whole load of thoughts and emotions and neurochemicals and enzymes and hormones that manifest into this great thing, human being, and the behavior that comes out. And I touched on competition or competitive work style fairly recently, but people who are competitive um, really, really, really want to win. Basically, that's what they're there for. They're big drivers, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong at all in having a little bit of competition because I've never yet met anyone who woke up on a Monday morning or any morning, come to that, and said to themselves, today I think I'm going to be distinctly average, or maybe it's Wednesday. It's mediocre day. I'll not do my best. Nearly everybody I have met, and certainly no one has admitted to actually not wanting to do their best at their workplace, and that's basically the premise of where I'm coming from on all the work I do, helping people be at their very best, but without burning out. And there are a number of behavioral traits that push people into burnout. It was described the other day to me that this corner of the leadership work style report, it has competitive, excuse me, perfectionism and achievement all clustered together. And this cluster was described as the heart attack corner because too much of this drive will get you. As far as Gallup's concerned, competition, slightly different nuance to how they describe it, but it's about there is a competitive edge. So you would be the sort of person who would, if you're out on your bike ride, would like to get ahead of the people in front of you. Or if you're driving a car, you want to beat that driver in front of you in order to be there first. and some little bit of healthy competition, as I said, useful thing. I remember doing my first degree that the year group was quite, in the words of the tutors and the people taking the year group, was seen to be a pretty good year group because we had a healthy competition. We kind of, everyone wanted to obviously get the highest degree that they possibly could, but also within that there were study groups and self-made study revision groups that would help those that are struggling to bring their scores up. So this collective competition to make sure that we as a group were succeeding was as important as the personal competition that you will see in others. People who are high in this competitive behavioral streak, though, will often be seen as being boastful or self centered, but fundamentally have a desire to win. And it's all about the results, not about how you get the results. The how really doesn't matter to people who have this high competitive, which is why I say a little bit is rather nice. Rather a lot can be quite damaging. Subtly, the achiever people, obviously, they want to win as well. There's an element of winning, but it's much more internal. They're not guided by standing in the number one position on the pedestal, getting the gold medal and all of that, being the highest achiever. What they want is a more internal, and people who thrive in this competitive environment often look at how am I compared to how I was yesterday. So how am I today compared to how I was yesterday? I'll wake up in the morning and, like I said, not going to say today I'm going to be mediocre, but today I'm going to do my very, very best. How did it go yesterday? Is there anything I can improve on what I did yesterday that I can put into today to make today better than yesterday? And it's that self rating, that internal desire to achieve the goals, uh, that knowing that I create my own destiny. Um, highly competitive people, so this is a subtle difference, is those highly competitive people will blame others if it doesn't work. If something will get in the way. There's an external factor to that. Um, when you're being looked at by your peer group, if you're doing a 360, feedback would indicate that you are goal orientated and proactive. And you're going to set someone who's in this achievement will sector high, if you're high in this achievement sector, is going to set realistic and challenging goals, very comfortable with planning, goal setting and problem solving activities, and being able, willing and able to take action and carry and personally carry the responsibility. Often you're very open to using new methods as well. So I heard this is more procrastination, but people who are in the achievement area are more likely to take a decision given enough information. People in the competitive just want to win. So if they see a chink and a space at the detriment to other people, they'll go there. Achievement won't do that. People who are high in achievement actually bring others with them. Um, achievement, people who are in this area who are leaders, and you can be coached into this, are more likely to set realistic and challenging goals that bring out the best performance. So they're also aware of limitations and those blind spots that we all have, that they will see that you can do something even if you don't think you can. They will also help you achieve, make progress, because they're actually unafraid of failing. Sometimes people who are over competitive won't do it unless they know they can win. Crikey, it takes me way back. I had a guy in a team I was working in many, many years ago, Gordon, who really, really wouldn't attempt anything, wouldn't go in to do anything at all unless he realized he could win, because he wasn't prepared to have a go and fail. Whereas if you're an achiever focused mindset, failure is just simply a cue to try something different. I've found many ways that don't work in my life. I've tried all sorts of things to do all sorts of things, and discovered that I've a bit like Edison and the light bulb, 1,000 ways to find out how a light bulb doesn't work until he found the one that did. That's achievement in action. Trying something different. If the first one doesn't win, competition will go, well, failure, not doing that, not even going to try again because it doesn't work. Kind of reminds me of how we set these beliefs in our heads as well. And believe you me, although you don't have to, if you have a belief like this, you can unbelieve it and believe something else through some masterful coaching. Just saying. So in this room, we had a task of 12 delegates, and I was leading, facilitating the group. And one of the delegates said, "Oh, I've tried that and it doesn't work." I went, that always spikes a little bit of interest in me. I've got to tell you when someone says that, because my mind is going, "What's going on here? What's my hypothesis?" My hypothesis was there's a self-limiting belief coming up, but it's not necessarily a self-limiting belief. If it only happens once, like I've tried this, doesn't work, so I tried something else to see if that works. That's really healthy. Uh, but I offered an alternative way of doing what we were doing. And the delegate said, "Yeah, I've tried that as well. That doesn't work." I thought, there seems to be a pattern building here. And I said to her, it kind of looks as though you've got a self-limiting belief going on. And to my surprise, because we always think everyone knows what we know, she said, "What's that?" Didn't know what a self-limiting belief was, and I had to explain. The self-limiting belief is where you believe that you can't do something, and it becomes a fact. And the way it's formed is that there's a situation you're in, whatever it is, and you try something, and you decide it's not happening, or it doesn't work, or I can't do that, based on whatever's going on outside of you, and you internalize that and take a decision and choose not to, or choose I can't, or choose I won't, or whatever it is. But it's a self limit. It limits you from doing it. And that's okay for one time. And then it comes up again, or something similar comes up, and again, you go, oh, the memory goes, "Oh, you've seen this before. Remember, you can't do that." And so you say, "Oh, I can't do that." And then you end up putting evidence in front of your face that supports your hypothesis that you can't do that. And time again, then it becomes a belief. In fact, it becomes fact, because somebody did say, "It's not a belief, it's a fact." And I said, "Well, yeah, of course it's a fact," and explained why, but it didn't have to be. And if you look around you and look at other people that can do what you think you can't do, then clearly, humanly, it is possible. It's just the belief mindset that you have about it that stops you. Well, achievers don't have that. Achievers will go on and try again and try again. What they're really, really good at, people in this achievement place, they like the responsibility of being leaders, or being part of a team, or taking on that little project, or whatever it is. They actively, you will find them, and you can identify them in your team, in your workplace. They actively look for challenges, and will probably, when it comes to goal setting time, they've already set their goals. They understand where they need to go. They understand where their stretch is. They understand also what too much stretch is, whereas someone in competition won't. They love achieving, naturally, because they're high in achiever. And the achievers in the Gallup Strength Finder, sorry, Clifton Strength Finder, will always get going. They'll always don't need too much information in order to get off the mark. Um, they're a good, solid motivator. And if you look at where achievement is in the leadership work styles, you'll find it in that considerate, collaborative, lovely blue space that most, if not all, organizations would love to be in. A leader in HR at an organization I was working in asked about achievement. She couldn't understand why she sets goals and isn't high in achiever. I don't understand why I'm not high in achiever. And it was all down to the winning side of things, really. There's a subtlety that, like, been going on about, is the subtlety. Do I have to win? Or is it kind of a nice to, and I celebrate when I do win? Um, and she was a little bit more on the competitive side and the perfectionist side. which cluster together in this circumplex. Um, and they were dampening down the achievement side. She was overcompensating in achievement, and also had a dependency on seeking approval from others, which for a leader is not a good place to be. Um, some leaders are naturally dominant and powerful, and in that space, actually push down people who would love to contribute, and then they form a belief that my voice can't be heard, so I don't even bother to say my voice because the person across the table from me will always shout me down. Not a very good environment, and indeed, it's not a very good environment, as most people will find out. So that was all today. It's a kind of quick one. It's where are we? 13, 40, can't get my brain around this. About 16 minutes in. I know we said we rock on until 30 minutes, but I just wanted to bring to your attention that subtle difference between competition and achievement. If you find yourself and recognize yourself as being highly competitive, don't beat yourself up, but do knock it back. Do take a look around you and see what's going on and see what mess you may be bringing, what turmoil, what stresses you may be pushing into your team to satisfy your competitive need. And take a deep breath in and understand that you can fulfill the need to achieve without pushing that stress in to the organization and your team. And if you manage to achieve that win and shift it to a more achievement style behavior, not only will you find that the results come quicker, but you'll also have a team that performs better around you. And then you start to shift into that high performing space. If you'd like to know how to do that in a bit more detail, take a look at the LinkedIn profile, click the Clear Your Head to Get Ahead button at the very top, or go into my contact details where you can find everything you need to know to contact me. We can set up a call, cost you nothing, but could earn you massively. So take that break. I look forward to seeing you at some point in the future. Next Wednesday, we'll be looking at something else. This is live. I can't think. Oh, can I think? We'll be looking at the highly important emotional intelligence skill. Yes, it's a soft skill, but it's a skill nevertheless, and probably quite hard to do, of self actualizing. Self actualizing, I use another um, assessment for emotional intelligence, and self actualizing is one of 10 key emotional intelligence skills for excellent leadership. If you want to know more about that, tune in next Wednesday at the same time. But for now, I'll let you go. Have a great day wherever you are. I hope it worked out for you. And I'll see you on the channel, same time next week. That's all from me. Thanks for being there and see you soon. Bye.